Greetings. Welcome to a company review here today at Short Sound Bites. Don Pryor here, giving you some information about some of the companies on the stock exchange. And today I thought we would look at something interesting such as Barrick Gold Corporation, which is ABX on the NYSE. Right now it's close to quarter to 12. You're looking at a $19.07 on the shares of ABX. And why am I looking at this gold stock? Well, primarily, many of us cannot afford to buy ounces of gold, for God's sakes. It's $1,000 an ounce, even a couple grams or whatever you're looking at can be a couple $100. It's a lot of money. So do we want to spend that kind of money? No, probably not. It's too much, especially for us working class Joes and folks that have not accumulated a lot of wealth yet. So these stocks such as an ABX might be an alternative way to invest, to buy a few shares of, without actually holding the gold itself. I'm no expert in gold. It's a very complicated area of the financial world, and so I did think that it would be good to look at this stock. It's in the sector of basic materials, and the industry is gold. They're located out of Toronto, Ontario in Canada. And if we take a look at the company's description, we will find some things out about the company and what they do. Gold companies are often kind of complicated. Barrick Gold is definitely a good example of that. Reading the description here, it says Barrick Gold Corporation engages in exploration and development of mineral properties in the United States, Canada, Australia, Argentina, Chile, Peru, the Dominican Republic, and Papua New Guinea, Tanzania, Zambia, and Saudi Arabia. It primarily explores for gold, copper, and nickel deposits. And so let's stop there. We already see vast geographical expanse. They're all over the globe. You see Africa, the Middle East, United States, Australia. They're just all over. And it's not just gold that they're mining. They are looking for copper and nickel. Copper, for example, is a very good indicator of any country or state, if they're growing or not. The importation of copper is indicative of construction and building. If you're importing copper, you're putting electrical wires in, you're putting plumbing in. So copper is a good indicator of growth in a society. When you look at nickel, nickel I know very little about. Obviously, neither copper nor nickel is as valuable as gold. And also the principal properties are also listed here for the company as Cortez, Gold Strike, Pueblo Viejo, Lagunas Norte, and Veladero as of December 31st, 2016. So these are some of their properties where their mines and maybe their operations are located, or both. As it stands, they have proven probable gold reserves of 85.9 million ounces. Wow. On the copper side, they have 11.1 proven and probable copper reserves of 1 billion pounds. Barrick Gold Corp was founded in 1983 and is headquartered in Toronto, Canada, as I have mentioned previously. So let's take a look here. I'm on Yahoo Finance, which is different. I've been using Google a lot. And let's go to statistics under Yahoo Finance of Barrick Gold. And what we can look at is valuation measures over at the left-hand side, and you will see the market cap for the equity value of the company at this time. It's a big number, $22.7 billion. Huge company, a lot of equity involved. A lot of people like to invest in gold, especially some of the institutional investors when times get rough. Enterprise value. What is enterprise value? Okay, the enterprise value is the market cap, which is the equity in the stock, which the equity of the stock actually reflects, the complete value of the company and then some. You can deconvolute that through price to earnings ratios and stuff to figure out, a rough idea of the actual value of the company. But however, The equity, of course, gives it the value, and that's the next term, enterprise value. What is that? Well, the enterprise value is actually $5.2 billion more than the market cap. Well, what does that mean? Well, $5.2 billion more, that's probably the debt. Enterprise value equals the market cap plus the debt of the company. And you might say, well, why would you add the market cap, the value of the company, plus the debt? Well, the enterprise value is kind of, if you're a rich man, you're Warren Buffett, you see the enterprise value, that might tell you the actual value of the company and what it would cost to own it, because not only would you have to buy their assets, you would also have to pay their debt. So that's enterprise value, right? And so what do we have next? We have we'll look at a couple more terms and we'll move on. I'm doing things a little different today. Trailing PE, that's price to earnings. Price divided by earnings, the price of the stock divided by the earnings per share of a stock. So the price of the stock is 34.09 to whatever the earnings are. So price to earnings ratio is 34.09 to the actual value. It's kind of high. That means the price is about 34 times more valuable than the actual earnings are bringing in. But that's not the whole story, because there's actual equity in the company. So this number is actually okay. It's not great. The forward-looking price to earnings, and I just gave you the trailing. The trailing is based on the past and the present of price to earnings ratio. The forward price to earnings ratio, which I'm going to give you now, is 21.94. It's lower, which is a good thing. That means it can be a good thing. It's not, none of these indicators are perfect indicators of whether the stock is going to go up or down. Okay, these are statistics. But it's lower than the trailing PE, which means forward price to earnings ratio shows that the company is going to increase in value, perhaps. And that's making a lot of assumptions. That's 12-month projection. The forward PE is a 12-month projection into the future. The trailing PE is a 12-month regression into the past and the exact present. So let's stop right there. We're already getting too complicated. Some simple things to look at. 52-week low on the stock was $13.04. 52-week high was $23.47. So, with that being said, the stock is kind of fluctuated. It's at 19.13 now as we speak. It's fluctuating as we talk. It's gold, for God's sakes. The average volume traded in the 3-month time frame is 16.12 million per day. The average volume past 10 days has been 9.94 million. Shares outstanding over 1.2 billion roughly. And so we have, wow, that's pretty big number. So a lot of shares out there, and difficult gold, just to bring back the whole concept of gold, although we've talked about ABX here, which is Barrick Gold Corporation. In general, gold is a lot of times used to hedge against threats to the market, threats to the dollar, threats to any currency. Gold can be a backup plan. It doesn't always work that way. Gold, it can be lots of challenges. A lot of people think gold is going to save them, but the question is, if people are running out of money, who will buy your gold? You have gold, but who's going to give you worthwhile cash for your gold if we have some kind of crisis? So gold a lot of times is not even held by investors as a physical asset. They use something like ABX or an ETF like GLD to trade gold, which is a pure gold play. Barrick's Gold Corporation is got other things like copper and nickel involved, and they own assets and operation costs. Very complicated company. So just to let you know, this is Short Soundbites company review on ABX. Like my post. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.